time is not measured in hours, but in thirst and searing heat. This is the most unforgiving arena for survival, where every creature holds its own mystery. Attends, silence, descend. The law here is extraordinary. Adapt or vanish. Millions of creatures begin a journey, heading towards the final, deadly barrier. Life sprouts, and then pauses a fragile dance between existence and an ordained trial. Silent footsteps glide like ghosts. The hunt is decided even before it has begun. There is a land known as the Endless Plains, a name that comes from the language of the Masai people. It spans over 11,600 square miles of grassland and scattered woodland, stretching across Tanzania and Kenya. The Serengeti is not only home to a great diversity of wildlife, but is also considered one of the 7 natural wonders of Africa. Its ecosystem is recognized as one of the most diverse on Earth, home to more than 70 species of large mammal. The Serengeti, a place whose cycles are marked by 2 primary seasons, the wet and the dry. Each season here brings a new story, triggering profound changes in the life of every species. The animals of this region have evolved unique characteristics, distinct from their relatives anywhere else. March brings the first rains, reawakening life across this land. The green grasslands stretch to the horizon, with abundant water providing food in vast quantities. The Serengeti's wet season lasts from March until May. Answering nature's call, the animals gather in the Serenera River Valley and the southern plains. These are the most prized territories of the Serengeti. The riverine forests and marshlands create one of the most spectacular wild landscapes on the planet. This place, with its rich vegetation, has drawn a great number of herbivores. Most numerous are the herds of wildebeest, an iconic species of the African plains. They have a robust build, with a length of about 8 feet and a shoulder height between 4 and 5 feet. The weight of an adult can reach 550 pounds, making them one of the largest ungulates of the Serengeti. Their grayish-brown coat and distinctive curved horns make them easily recognizable. In a challenging ecosystem, wildebeest are low-level grazers, feeding mainly on short, young grass. They graze continuously, consuming vast quantities of grass to sustain their massive bodies. Despite their cumbersome build, wildebeest possess astonishing speed. When pursued, they can reach 50 miles per hour, outpacing many predators. The herd moves like a whirlwind, with each individual forming a solid barrier against enemies. Falling behind for just a second, a single animal's delay will decide its fate. Their unity and will to survive is a gift from creation, representing an unshakable resolve. The rainy season marks the peak of the wildebeest calving season. Some 500,000 calves are born in the first few weeks, ensuring survival through the power of numbers. Remarkably, a newborn takes just 10 minutes to stand and can run with the herd after only an hour. During their 8 to 9 months of gestation, the mothers prepare for this moment, ensuring the new generation is adapted. This mass birthing allows the young to be more easily protected and to mature quickly. The wildebeest, the Serengeti's principal migrant, plays a vital role in maintaining the grasslands. The migration is not just a procession, it is an organized processing machine. Zebras are the pioneers. They eat the tough, dry tops of the grasses. This action mows the lawn, exposing the softer, more nutritious leaves below for the millions of wildebeest that follow. They do not merely travel together, they need one another. Their migration contributes essentially to the life cycle of the savanna. The zebra, possessing a unique black and white striped coat, has no two individuals exactly alike. Each one bears a distinct design, as if sculpted by nature's own hand. Their stripes not only contribute to their extraordinary beauty, but also provide remarkable protection. With a body length of 7 to 8 feet, a shoulder height of 4 feet, and a weight of 600 to 800 pounds. When needed, a zebra can accelerate to 40 miles per hour, transforming into flashes of black and white. Unity is the key to their survival. When moving as a herd, their stripes blend together. In early March, when green grass carpets the Serengeti plains and water is plentiful, the zebra mares begin to give birth. This occurs after a gestation period of 12 to 13 months, the longest among the migrating herbivores. In each birth, a zebra produces a single foal weighing from 55 to 66 pounds. Within just 20 minutes of birth, the foal can stand, and after an hour, it can run alongside its mother. With a life of constant migration, young zebras have no time for weakness. Continuing the journey across the Serengeti plains, herds of Thompson's gazelles add a vibrant touch. With an estimated population of over 500,000, they are an emblem of the savanna. Thompson's gazelles are easily recognized by their slender bodies, with a height of 24 to 35 inches. They have long, slightly backward curving horns and a distinctive white patch under their tail. This feature not only makes them stand out, but also plays a crucial role in sending warning signals. These small flashes of the Serengeti savanna, these diminutive animals, possess incredible power. With speeds of up to 50 miles per hour, they run so swiftly when danger is sensed that even predators are challenged. The Thompson's gazelle demonstrates a remarkable survival ability in the harsh Serengeti environment. With a behavior known as stotting, a high leap with all four legs used as a form of alarm. Perhaps it is a reflection of a deep faith, a survival instinct bestowed by creation. The rainy season is a crucial time for the reproduction of Thompson's gazelles. After 5 to 6 months of gestation, the female gives birth to a single fawn when the plains are at their greenest. The newborn fawn must quickly adapt to the harsh life, ready to follow its mother and the herd. The habit of living in herds provides greater safety for the young, while the tight bond between mother and child is vital. With their agile nature as herbivores, Thompson's gazelles contribute to the ecosystem's balance. The swift steps of the Thompson's gazelle fade, giving way to the majestic and calm presence of the African buffalo. The African buffalo, an unmistakable symbol of strength in the African wilderness. Moving slowly across the moist grasslands, the African buffalo take advantage of the lush pastures and abundant water sources. With its immense size, the African buffalo is one of Africa's iconic Big Five. It is distinguished by a shoulder height that can reach 5.5 feet and a weight of 1,100 to 2,000 pounds. Their large, thick, backward curving horns, which can be over 3 feet long, not only protect them from predators, lacking the speed or haste of the gazelle, herds of African buffalo advance with slow, deliberate steps. African buffalo often live in large groups, sometimes numbering in the hundreds, forming a formidable moving wall. Unity is the key to their survival. When they feel threatened, the entire herd masses together. Their strength comes not just from individuals, but from the cohesive spirit of their community. During the rainy season, the buffalo herds do more than just graze on the green plains. Their presence brings a peaceful yet powerful rhythm to the Serengeti grasslands. When water and young grass are abundant, African buffalo enter their most active breeding season. With a gestation of 11.5 months, the female typically gives birth to a single calf weighing between 66 and 110 pounds. Newly born, the calf quickly stands and joins the herd, where it is protected by the group's cohesion. The buffalo herd forms a defensive circle, with the adults surrounding the young in the center. As one of the great herbivores, African buffalo not only help control the growth of coarse grasses, hidden in the great, full rivers, the hippopotamus, the enigmatic giants of the Serengeti slowly emerge. With its immense size, the hippopotamus weighs from 2,900 to 4,000 pounds and can be up to 11.5 feet long. Its thick, pale, grey skin is characteristic, almost hairless, except for a few bristles around the muzzle. Its round eyes, broad nose, and small ears are set high on its head. A distinctive feature is its pair of long, sharp canine teeth, which can grow to 20 inches and serve as powerful weapons. With wide lips and an extremely strong jaw, a hippo can generate a bite force of up to 1,800 psi, one of the most powerful. Their resonant roar, which sounds like thunder when they warn off intruders, is an unmistakable sound. The rainy season not only brings abundant water, but also marks the most active breeding period for hippos. Females, pregnant for 8 months, choose to give birth in the water to avoid the attention of predators. At birth, hippo calves, weighing from 55 to 110 pounds, can instinctively swim and dive. By observing only its mother's silhouette, the calf finds a protective shield, allowing it to explore. A mother hippo cares for her calf with great devotion and will readily attack any perceived threat. The deep, cool waters of the rainy season become the hippo's characteristic territory, a sanctuary. Hippos defend their territories and their pods fiercely, confronting any threat with aggression. Furthermore, hippos create water channels in rivers and streams and enrich the soil with their dung. As the first rays of dawn touch the dew-covered plains of the Serengeti, a tense silence falls. This is the most dangerous time of day for the grazing herds. Because in the shadows of scattered trees and among the tall grass, the Serengeti's greatest fear is stalking. Silent footsteps, eyes as sharp as daggers, and movements that glide like phantoms in the morning mist. This is how the lion, the most formidable predator, prepares for its hunt. Lions rarely hunt alone. With a massive body up to 8 feet long and weighing around 440 pounds, the imminent danger seems to have been foretold long ago. They are highly social animals. Capable of accelerating to 50 miles per hour over a short distance, a lioness combines speed with power. The claws and bite of a lion are the ultimate terror for the herbivores of the Serengeti. Their powerful jaws, with a bite force of up to 650 psi, allow them to crush the bones of any prey. Their long, dagger-sharp canines penetrate deep into the prey's body, neutralizing any attempt to resist. The formidable power of the lion is a God-given authority and majesty. The lions of the Serengeti are renowned for their group hunting abilities, taking advantage of the vast plains. Due to the high density of herbivores, lions must frequently defend their territory. They use roars that can be heard from over 5 miles away. The male lion's duty is to protect the vast territory where his pride lives. They use their strength and majestic mane to project authority and ward off any threats. A fully grown male lion can weigh up to 550 pounds with a dark, thick mane symbolizing its age. Any intruder, including other male lions, who dares to cross their boundaries will face a fierce confrontation. The family bond in a Serengeti lion pride is evident not only in the hunt but also in the care of the young. Lionesses often give birth during the rainy season when food is more abundant. They cooperate to teach the cubs skills such as hunting, vigilance, and self-defense. This tight-knit cohesion creates a strong circle of survival, where every family member plays a role. In the Serengeti, the lion is not just one of the most feared predators. They also symbolize family unity and sacrifice, reflecting loyalty and mutual protection. As the apex predators in the food chain, lions play a critical role in regulating herbivore populations. In these tense confrontations, the female hyenas act as courageous warriors. Now, the two most formidable forces of the Serengeti are face to face. Piercing gazes and guttural growls echo in the air, while neither side gives ground. Though smaller, the hyenas, with their muscular bodies and courage born of survival instinct, they approach with a steady gait, ready to strike with an audacious resolve. The lion pride roars fiercely, but the hyenas do not retreat, determined to execute their strategy. It is the moment when the two wildest forces of the savannah collide. Both sides charge with an intense desire for survival, an unforgiving spectacle of power. Despite being fearsome predators with uncompromising strength, spotted hyenas also have a vulnerable side. These cubs are born during the rainy season, when the savannah is teeming with life. The abundance of food during this period provides the best conditions for the mothers to care for their young. They choose isolated dens or rock crevices as shelters to give birth, far from the eyes of other predators. When they are strong enough, they begin to emerge from their shelter, following their mothers on hunts, learning to stalk and steal prey. With every step beside their mother, the lessons of survival in the Serengeti are ingrained in them. At the end of the rainy season, the Serengeti plains change their appearance, giving way to the scorching heat of the first dry season. In June, the grass begins to wither, and the waterholes slowly evaporate under the intense sunday. Left with no other choice, the herds must begin an arduous journey north, where water still remains. This difficult journey lasts from June to September, under the scorching sun of the Serengeti. The scattered acacia woodlands and the Grumeti River appear as a singular oasis. The tall canopies of acacia trees create cool shades, offering a precious respite. The clear water of the Grumeti River sparkles under the sun, becoming a crucial source of life. Although the days are unbearably hot, the nights bring a pleasant coolness. Here, every drop of water symbolizes hope, a motivation to continue the arduous journey. The quiet giants of the savannah, the Masai Giraffes, stand alone under the tall acacia trees. With a serene gaze fixed on the distance, they are an example of the unique design that nature provides. With a total height that can exceed 16 feet, the Masai giraffe comfortably enjoys the freshest leaves. Their tongue, which can be up to 20 inches long, is extremely flexible and allows them to reach the most delicious leaves. This special adaptation allows them to exploit an exclusive food source on the savanna. They lead a distinct life, rarely competing with other herbivores. The coat of the Masai giraffe, with its dark, jagged patches on a brown background, not only allows them to camouflage, these patches are not round as in other giraffe species. They are darker, longer, and more angular. Their large eyes and sensitive ears allow them to detect movements from afar, giving them time to escape any threat. In the arid lands of the Serengeti, the first rays of sunlight begin to illuminate the plains. The ground trembles under the steady footsteps of the silent giants, the African elephants. With a height of up to 13 feet and a weight exceeding 12,000 pounds, the elephant herd seems a mobile, living fortress. Under the scorching heat, their versatile trunks, composed of 40,000 muscles, work tirelessly. In the dry season, the elephant does not just find water, it creates it. Using its trunk and tusks to dig into dry riverbeds, it creates water holes. But here is the marvel, it does not keep it for itself. This well becomes a public bar, saving the lives of hundreds of other species, from birds to leopards. The elephant is the ecosystem's chief engineer. The elephant herd continues its journey north, clearing paths as it moves through dense woodlands. What might seem like destruction is actually a natural process of regeneration that brings new life. Sunlight reaches the lower grass layers, stimulating the growth of new shoots. Each adult elephant can consume about 330 pounds of vegetation per day, sometimes more for the large bulls. On their journey, they act as natural seed dispersers. Thanks to them, the savanna is covered with a fresh green hue each day. More than just silent giants, elephants also symbolize unbreakable love and unity. They live in family groups, following the footsteps of the matriarch, usually the oldest and most experienced female. When a vulnerable member needs protection, the other elephants form a solid circle around it. Inside that shelter, the calves, after 22 months in their mother's womb, learn to use their trunks. As dusk falls, while the elephants advance calmly, they leave deep footprints in their wake. In the Serengeti, these are marks of a journey intertwined between life and survival, carrying a sacred mission. Nature always finds ways to express its diversity, and not all reptiles are small in size. The Nile Monitor is one of the most majestic creatures of the Serengeti. The largest individuals can reach a length of 7 feet and weigh from 33 to 44 pounds. This is one of the largest lizard species in Africa. The Nile Monitor has an extraordinary ability to adapt. Its long, robust body, covered in brown scales with yellow bands, allows it to camouflage itself. Its strong legs and sharp claws make it an excellent climber. In addition, it is an expert swimmer. The Nile Monitor is an omnivorous reptile with an extremely varied diet thanks to its keen predatory instincts. It often stalks its prey in silence before launching a surprise attack with a powerful bite. Its diet includes fish, amphibians like frogs, large insects, birds, and especially birds' eggs. Its climbing ability allows it to easily access nests in trees. In the Serengeti ecosystem, the Nile Monitor plays a crucial role in regulating the populations of small animals. They act as silent guardians in the riverine areas, preventing overpopulation. These seemingly discreet creatures are a clear testament to the harshness of nature. Under the scorching heat of the Serengeti dry season, a dark shadow appears silently among the low bushes and dense foliage. The leopard, with its agile body of 4 to 5 feet in length and weighing up to 200 pounds, unlike other predators, the leopard does not need to display its strength or cause devastation. On the open plains, the leopard skillfully uses dry thickets and the shade of bushes for camouflage. When the moment is right, it leaps with a powerful force, propelled by its strong hind legs. It reaches speeds of up to 36 miles per hour in seconds, covering 20 feet in a single bound. Even in the act of hunting, the leopard maintains an absolute silence, as if obeying a rule. In bushy areas, the leopard's hunting technique becomes more versatile, but no less ruthless. Hidden in the shadows, its spotted coat blends with its surroundings, making every movement almost invisible. When the prey enters its range, the leopard strikes with a powerful bite of around 350 psi. Thanks to its exceptional climbing ability, the leopard drags its prey up to the highest branches. Under the dense foliage, the Serengeti's leopard enjoys its reward in absolute tranquility. The leopard is not only a silent and formidable predator, but also a symbol of a primal survival instinct. It is a tangible testament to the cycle of life, where each creature has been created to fulfill a unique role. As a solitary predator, the leopard plays an important role in regulating populations of small animals. While the sun slowly blankets the Serengeti, the gentle sounds under the sun are replaced. The harsh, distinctive laughter of the spotted hyenas echoes across the savanna. The spotted hyena, with its robust body of 4 to 5 feet long and weighing from 130 to 175 pounds, during the harsh dry season, when food becomes scarce, hyenas do not hesitate to seek out carcasses. Thanks to their unique digestive system, they can consume bones and tendons that no other species can digest. However, when even these sources are depleted, their survival instinct forces them to become bolder. The hyena clan begins to stalk weak or injured prey, creatures with almost no strength left. They move with a disturbing synchronicity, unhurried but with an unshakable determination. Their eyes glow in the darkness, while each one advances in silence, tightening the circle. Hyenas, the tireless predators, use highly coordinated hunting tactics in every ambush. When the moment arrives, their chilling laughter reveals sharp teeth, ready for action. In this highly competitive world, the spotted hyena is a species that never gives up. They seize even the smallest opportunities to cling to life. By scavenging and hunting, spotted hyenas contribute to cleaning the environment, preventing the spread of diseases. July marks the beginning of the great, arduous migration across the Serengeti savanna. Over 1.2 million wildebeest, along with 750,000 zebras and numerous herds of gazelles. The thunder of hooves, clouds of dust, and incessant panting echo across the arid plains. The harshest challenge of this journey is the Mara River, the final daunting barrier. Many animals collapse from exhaustion, some fall prey to the monsters of the Mara, and only the strongest survive. Beneath the apparent tranquility of the Mara River lie deadly dangers. Enormous Nile crocodiles lurk silently. These reptiles, almost invisible in the murky water, with an impressive length of up to 20 feet and a weight exceeding 2,200 pounds, Nile crocodiles are the undisputed kings. The Mara River, seemingly calm, suddenly transforms into a stage for unforgiving confrontations. On the riverbank, the herds of wildebeest and zebra hesitate, filled with uncertainty. In the water, the predators wait patiently, as if they command the flow of time, waiting in silence. The river before them becomes mysterious and silent, as if issuing a subtle warning. Despite the pressure and hesitation, they have no choice. They must cross. A few brave animals move forward and plunge into the murky waters, breaking the surface with decisive leaps. As soon as the sound of tearing water rings out, the silence explodes with the sudden appearance of the predators. From the riverbed, a massive crocodile emerges at a speed of 22 miles per hour. The sound of splashing water merges with the desperate cries of the herd, echoing in the air. In an instant, the crocodile's powerful jaws clamp down securely around its prey. With a bite force of 5,000 psi, nearly 3 times that of a lion, the attack is over. The hunt ends in seconds, but the atmosphere becomes thick and suffocating. Beneath the surface of the Mara River, the dominant predators continue to lurk, silent and patient. The river sinks back into an absolute silence, as if the battle had never occurred. Is it possible for a species to survive without depending on water, even in the most arid regions? Faced with the dangerous Mara River, the Grant's gazelle does not rush like other species. Calmly, they seek alternative routes, taking advantage of spaces around the riverbanks. Each Grant's gazelle stands from 33 to 37 inches tall and weighs around 77 to 110 pounds. God has blessed them with a perfect design, allowing them to reach speeds of up to 50 miles per hour. Their sandy-colored coat covers their entire body, helping them blend into the arid plains of the Serengeti. A black stripe runs from the leg to the flank, clearly dividing the white coat of the belly and the brown above. Both males and females have smooth, lyre-shaped horns, which are not just defensive weapons. The Grant's gazelle stands out for its incredible ability to survive in arid environments. Instead of risking the Mara River crossing for water, this species can obtain all the water it needs from plants. Thanks to its ability to metabolize water from vegetation, the Grant's gazelle is not dependent on surface water sources. It is a rare and almost unique trait in the world of antelopes. With their high speed, they easily avoid dangers both in the water and on land. Every step it takes on the savanna is a testament to the incredible adaptive power of nature. While the Grant's gazelle finds its way around the Mara River, another predator approaches stealthily. It is the cheetah, the fastest hunter on the planet. Under the harsh Serengeti sun, its golden coat with small black spots allows it to almost blend in. With a slender body up to 5 feet long and weighing from 88 to 132 pounds, they not only hunt with speed but also employ intelligent strategies. On the plains of the Serengeti, speed is the most powerful weapon. The cheetah takes advantage of low bushes, approaching its prey stealthily with a piercing gaze. Suddenly, the cheetah bursts forth like a lightning bolt, shattering the silence of the savanna. It reaches a staggering speed of 60 miles per hour in just a few seconds. However, time is the cheetah's greatest enemy. In just 20 seconds, its maximum speed must bring it to its target. With a powerful leap, The cheetah bites into the prey's neck with a force of up to 500 psi. On the vast plains of the Serengeti, all sounds seem to vanish, leaving only the sound of panting breath. Thanks to its exceptional speed for hunting, the cheetah plays a role in controlling the population of young gazelles. After the intense chases on the savannah, thick clouds appear on the horizon. October arrives, and with it, the short, rainy season, a dramatic transition that awakens life. The first drops of rain fall on the Serengeti, like an unexpected gift, reawakening all life. Answering nature's call, the herds once again begin their migration towards the promised land. This journey is not only a quest for food, but also an immersion into an endless rhythm. When December arrives, the migration cycle closes with the return of the dry season. Will we let this magnificent spectacle remain only in memory, or will we rise to the challenge? An urgent cry for help echoes from the Serengeti, where the planet's greatest migrations are under threat. This ecosystem is not just a natural wonder, but also a source of life for millions of species. If we do not act immediately, we will lose a priceless heritage. These problems do not only stem from natural phenomena, but also silently arise from human interventions. Climate change and habitat loss are always primary concerns. The average temperature in the Serengeti has risen by about 1.5 degrees Celsius in recent decades. Furthermore, agricultural expansion and infrastructure construction have put immense pressure on the Serengeti. Wildlife habitat is increasingly shrinking, disrupting natural migrations. The Serengeti ecosystem, with its majesty and splendor, faces unprecedented challenges. The impact of human activities, though silent, is undeniable. The black rhinoceros has become a primary victim of poaching. Poaching remains a terrible threat. Every year, hundreds of rhinos are still killed across Africa for their horns. However, in the Serengeti, a glimmer of hope remains, as the black rhino population has increased tenfold. The Rhino Conservation Project has implemented anti-poaching measures, such as mobile units. The Serengeti now has a vast conservation system in which the national park plays a central role. The Serengeti ecosystem includes several wildlife reserves in Tanzania and Kenya. To conserve the Serengeti while promoting sustainable development, measures have been implemented. These are not just efforts to save nature, but also an act of respect for creation. This is the beginning of a new day. A day where the lines of survival are drawn ever more sharply. The savanna enters the most arid phase of the year, the deep, dry season, where all life is drawn to a single focal point, the waterhole. Under the increasingly intense sun, the shoreline recedes inward day by day, leaving behind a layer of cracked mud and a jumble of overlapping footprints. The small, shallow pools are the first to disappear. During prolonged droughts, the water level in many of the smaller holes drops steadily by 1 to 2 inches per day. In less than 2 weeks, a shallow depression can dry up completely. The remaining, deeper, wider waterholes become the final gathering points of the savanna. Every species converges. Whether it is an elephant leading its herd across dozens of miles or an impala threading its way through the bush, all are drawn to the one dwindling source. No more boundaries between predator and prey. No more choosing a safer time to drink. No more space to keep a safe distance. The waterhole becomes nature's last supper. The Cape buffalo are often the first to arrive simply because they are rarely far away. They make their way to the waterhole through the arid African savanna. These buffalo are widely distributed across southern and eastern Africa, with a total population of African buffalo estimated at about 513,000 individuals. That number continues to decline, a long-term trend driven by habitat loss, hunting, and climate change. They have adapted through a strong herd lifestyle. The groups can range from a few dozen to over 1,000 individuals, with a clear social structure and hierarchy. As they approach the waterhole, their first instinct is to drink. They usually arrive in the early morning or late afternoon to avoid the scorching heat. The mud along the water's edge offers more than just refreshment. The Cape buffalo wallow in it to cool down, protecting themselves from flies, mosquitoes, and parasites. Once it dries, the mud acts as a natural suit of armor. This is also when social interactions occur most frequently. But the waterhole is anything but safe. This life-sustaining resource always brings competition. Sometimes the Cape buffalo confronts a rhinoceros. But when the true giants arrive, all must make way. The greater threat, however, comes from the elephants. When an elephant herd arrives, the Cape buffalo almost always retreat. They are simply not in the same weight class as the largest land mammals on Earth. And while the African elephant is known for its gentle nature, they can become very territorial, especially near a waterhole. They do not just come to drink, they come to survive, a space to cool down, to care for their bodies, and to maintain the bonds that hold the herd together. An adult elephant can drink from 40 to 80 gallons of water per day, using its trunk, the only tool it has, to suck up each mouthful and spray it into its mouth. The waterhole is not just a place to drink. They are natural spas, playgrounds, and social centers. The young calves play, the adults spray water on each other, and the younger males test their strength in harmless sparring matches. When the surface water runs out, the elephants dig deeper, using their tusks and front feet to break through the dry mud or sand in search of hidden underground water sources. In doing so, they not only save themselves, but often uncover water for other species as well. This behavior has earned the elephant the title of ecosystem engineer. They are widely distributed across Africa, with a continent-wide population estimated at about 415,000 individuals. However, from 1964 to 2016, the number of savanna elephants has declined by as much as 70% and forest elephants by up to 90%, mainly due to habitat loss and poaching. Their migration is tied to the water. In the rainy season, the elephants wander far in search of fresh food. But as the dry season tightens its grip, they return to the most reliable waterholes. At the waterhole, the elephant reigns supreme. Their dominance can be forceful, even aggressive. But it is also how they secure the resources for their herd. Amidst the scorched plains of Africa, where the ground cracks like the skin of some ancient reptile, water is more precious than gold. The earth is cracked. The air vibrates. The waterhole, now just a shallow mud pit, becomes an arena for giants. An old bull elephant, his face patient but full of authority, approaches. But at the water's edge, a black rhino stands, its gaze defiant. Two monarchs of the savannah, each carrying the pride of its species, are now forced to confront each other for every precious drop of water. No roars, no howls, just a pressurized silence, a battle of wills where both know that a single small mistake could cost the weaker one dearly. Will the herd strength of the elephant subdue the solitary will of the rhino, or will its inherent stubbornness hold its ground? The unforgiving battle for life is happening right now. And in the dry dust, another figure steps out with a distinct toughness. The black rhino is not a species that is particularly attached to any one waterhole. They only seek out water during the quieter hours of the day. Each visit may last only a few minutes, enough to drink their fill before retreating to the safety of the surrounding bushes. In ideal conditions, they can drink up to 9 gallons of water per day. But in times of drought, they can go several days without drinking, relying instead on the moisture in the leaves they eat. The soft mud around the edge of the waterhole often bears their large, circular footprints. This cool, damp mud helps to regulate their temperature, and when it dries, it forms a natural shield that protects against UV rays and insects. Although largely solitary, the black rhino still leaves invisible messages around the waterhole. They mark the area with dung piles and by spraying streams of urine, signals that convey information about their sex and reproductive status. With a strong sense of territory and a volatile temperament, confrontations are often unavoidable. Encounters between two individuals can escalate into fierce battles, both using their sharp horns to attack. But in the dry season, access to water can be more precious than life itself. Then the sky changes, opening a new chapter of renewal. As the dry season ends, the sky over the savanna begins to change color. The first clouds of the season gather, heavy but full of promise. The first rains fall in light, scattered drops, then gradually become heavier and more regular, soaking the cracked earth. This is when the waterholes begin to transform. From shrunken mud puddles, they slowly fill, then overflow, pushing their boundaries wider day by day. No longer confined by the limits of the dry season, the waterholes expand, some doubling or even quintupling in size. The water is not just more abundant, but also cleaner. The heavy rains dilute the muddy bottom, washing away months of accumulated sediment. Around the waterholes, the landscape changes at a remarkable speed. In just 2 to 3 weeks of regular rain, fresh grass covers the ground. These young shoots are soft, tender, and rich in nutrients. An ideal food source for large herbivores like zebras, wildebeest, and buffalo. It is not just the local wildlife that responds. Migratory birds begin to arrive from Europe, Central Asia, and the Middle East. And on the new water's surface, a graceful bird begins a peculiar walk. The newly formed shallow waters quickly become feeding and breeding grounds for wading birds. This is the time when a bird known by the nickname Jesus bird, the African Jakana, begins its remarkable journey. They do not fly in a hurry. They arrive gently, almost silently, leaving delicate, fine footprints like brushstrokes on the floating lily pads. The African Jakana's ability to walk on floating vegetation is one of nature's most incredible feats. They have exceptionally long toes and slender claws, which help to distribute their body weight over a much larger surface area. The rainy season waterhole environment is an ideal setting for this bird. The spreading, still shallow waters are filled with a jumble of floating plants that form a vibrant labyrinth. The African Jakana weaves through the gaps in the leaves, using its long beak to gently probe the underside in search of insects, larvae, and spiders. Each cluster of leaves is a world of its own, and the Jakana is a patient, graceful hunter. Unlike most bird species, the African Jakana follows a completely reversed breeding system. The female is the larger, more brightly colored individual and the one who dominates the territory. It maintains a large area in which several males reside. After mating, the female lays her eggs in a nest built by a male, then quickly moves on to repeat the cycle with other partners. Meanwhile, the female is already in another corner of the waterhole, preparing for her next round of nesting. Instead of investing completely in one clutch, the female spreads the survival risk over multiple nests. And the male, although taking on the role of caregiver, is the key figure in preserving the species' genetic legacy. But this fragile peace is soon broken by a motionless grey shadow. After the African Jakana has gracefully walked on the water, The scene opens up to fresh rainwater spreading across the savanna. In the stillness of the waterhole, a grey heron appears, as motionless as a statue in the shallow water. At nearly 3 feet tall with a wingspan that can be up to 69 inches, the grey heron is an unmistakable silhouette. And yet, when it stands perfectly still, blending in with the grey sky and the low bushes, it almost disappears from the sight of its prey. In the wet, slow rhythm of the rainy season, when everything softens and moves more gently, the grey heron's patient and silent hunting style becomes even more effective. It does not chase its prey. Instead, the heron uses an ambush strategy. It stands perfectly still, often on one leg, for many minutes. Beneath the murky water, fish, tadpoles, frogs, and insects go about their business, unaware that the long shadow above is waiting for the slightest movement. When the moment comes, the grey heron strikes with incredible speed. Its sharp, spear-like beak shoots down in a split second, precise and decisive. In the ever-moving ecosystem of the waterhole, the grey heron is not particularly picky about its meals. Fish is still the top choice, but if a shrimp, a crab, a small crustacean, or even a vole or a stray chick comes too close to the water's edge, it will not be ignored. The waterhole is also a social center for the grey heron. As the breeding season approaches, they gather in large groups, often nesting in tall trees near the water. A typical nest contains 3 to 5 pale blue eggs. After hatching, the chicks stay in the nest for 7 to 8 weeks until they are strong enough to spread their wings and fly. And yet, not all choose silence. Some turn the waterhole into a dance floor. Some are permanent residents, while others migrate from the temperate regions to the south when conditions become harsher. Although they share the color grey in both their plumage and their name, the grey-crowned crane exhibits a completely different lifestyle. As the ground begins to retain water after the first rains, these cranes land with their wings spread, carrying a regal presence. Unlike the silent hunters like the grey heron, This crane rarely stands still. It moves constantly along the water's edge, each step graceful but purposeful. With each firm stomp on the damp ground, the mud beneath vibrates. Insects, frogs, and other small creatures hidden under the surface are startled and emerge. This foot-stomping feeding method is a characteristic behavior demonstrating the bird's intelligence in actively interacting with its environment. Their diet has few limits, from grasshoppers and crickets to seeds, young grass, lizards, worms, and sometimes even bird eggs. In the heart of the flooded plains, the gray-crowned crane is not just here to hunt, it is here to connect, to belong. The individuals are often seen in pairs or small family groups. They gather around the shallow pools, sipping the clear water, basking in the sunday. In the stillness of the landscape, those calls travel far, creating a kind of primal music that only those who have heard it in person can truly understand. Researchers believe that these dances are not just mating rituals, they strengthen the bond between the lifelong partners. Although not a long-distance migratory species, the gray-crowned crane does move seasonally, following the water sources and the promise of lush vegetation. They are widely distributed throughout eastern and southern Africa. This bird is the national symbol of Uganda, appearing in the center of its flag in a proud posture, representing grace, composure, and national pride. In the wild, the gray-crowned crane lives for an average of 20 to 25 years, and in captivity, they can live up to 35 or even 40. However, their status as a cultural icon does not come from their longevity, but from their refined demeanor, their complex social habits, and their unique ability to express emotion. Then suddenly, a brilliant red beak silently descends into the shallow water. The saddle-billed stork silently enters the shallow water. Its brilliant red beak, banded with yellow, glitters in the light. Unlike the ambush predators like the heron, the saddle-billed stork hunts with a more deliberate and active approach. It usually forages alone or in pairs, wading slowly through the shallow waters with a calm, focused demeanor. Its unhurried stride and sweeping gaze glide over the water's surface. But it is its large beak, nearly 12 inches long, that is the real hunting tool. Instead of striking randomly, the bird constantly dips its beak into the water, as if scanning for the slightest ripples beneath the mud. The moment the tip of the beak feels even the slightest twitch, be it a gentle flick of a catfish or a sideways crawl of a crab, the snap is instantaneous. When it catches a fish nearly half its own length, the stork will usually carry it to the bank, turning the fish with its beak to swallow it head first. At up to 5 feet tall with a wingspan of nearly 8 feet, the saddle-billed stork is one of the largest birds in Africa. The males are generally heavier, averaging 14 pounds compared to the females' 13. An easy way to distinguish the sexes in the wild is by their eye color. Their preferred habitats are large, shallow wetlands, swamps, floodplain lakes, and seasonal river channels. The loss of wetland habitat, groundwater extraction, riverine deforestation, and agricultural runoff have shrunk their range. But the waterhole never stops. It continues to cycle, opening a new chapter of life and the battle for conservation. As the seasonal rains fill the natural depressions across the land, a waterhole is not merely a new pool on the savanna, it becomes the engine that restarts the entire ecosystem. From the nutrient-rich mud that attracts the return of aquatic life, to the lush green grasslands that draw the migrating herds, and even the arrival of the predators that follow their prey. In the rainy season, each waterhole becomes a biological crossroads from which life radiates. In the dry season, its role becomes even more crucial. Each day, the largest residents of the savanna need hundreds of liters of water just to regulate their body temperature and to survive. Even the species that can go longer without drinking rarely stray more than 2 days from a water source. In the dry season, when the average rainfall drops below 2 inches a month, the waterholes become essential gathering points. However, human intervention in the availability of water has not always produced the expected results. Studies have shown that the too even distribution of water sources has disrupted the natural movement patterns, putting pressure on the vegetation. Restricting the supply of artificial water is not about cutting off life. It is a strategy to restore balance. As the animals have to travel further to find water, the interval between the reproductive cycles of some of the largest species has increased. However, the role of a waterhole is not just to sustain wildlife. Thousands of animals drink, defecate, and urinate here, turning the area into a fertile strip of land. This cycle continues, tightly intertwined, silently precise, all without the need for a human hand. The waterhole is a lifeline, a gathering place, a battlefield, a stage, all existing in a small space, but connecting hundreds of species. To humans, it may seem like nothing more than a mud puddle, but for the wild world, it is where life begins, regenerates, and reconnects. And as the rains begin to dissipate across the savanna, where the ground cracks and the dry bushes struggle under the heat, the waterholes are no longer a gift of nature. They become a battlefield against disappearance. In these conditions, the conservation efforts are launched with urgency and innovation. In Kenya's Tsavo Conservancy, 2 new boreholes have been drilled deep into the earth, providing a stable source of water for the people, their livestock, and the countless herds of wildlife. In Zimbabwe's Hwang National Park, over 25 hybrid solar and diesel-powered pumps operate continuously, keeping the waterholes full even at night. In South Africa, the artificial waterholes are strategically placed based on the specific preferences of each species. Each drop of water is now no longer something that falls freely. It is preserved thanks to the joint efforts of science, the local communities, and the silent guardians. But that life cannot exist without the protective hand of humans. Conservation is not just the job of organizations. It begins with the awareness and the small actions of each individual. Because when the natural world suffers anywhere, we, wherever we are, also lose a part of ourselves. And if you have ever experienced an African safari, watching the rhinos and the elephants gather at a waterhole to quench their thirst, do not hesitate to share your knowledge and experiences. Your story could become the spark that ignites future conservation efforts. Do not forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to join us on our next extraordinary adventure. In the wilds of the Philippines, the struggle for survival is a constant, an endless cycle of life and endurance. In the ecosystem of the Palawan rainforest, the dense canopy is both a refuge and a battlefield for countless species. The Philippine spotted deer, with its brown coat flecked with white, moves silently through the dense undergrowth. High above, the Philippine Eagle soars, its wings outstretched against the sky. And hidden beneath the leaves is the Philippine Tarsier, tiny but incredibly resourceful. It moves through the branches with astonishing agility. It must always evade the eagle's sharp eyes, a predator that never loses sight of its target. Along the coast of the Verde Island Passage, the heart of the Coral Triangle, a giant whale shark glides gently, a gentle giant of the sea. But not all marine inhabitants are so placid. The tiny blue-ringed octopus, despite its modest size, carries a venom potent enough to stop a human heart. In the mangrove forests of Aurora, mudskippers dance on the water's surface like acrobats, seizing every opportunity to find food. Here, the crab-eating macaque faces the devastation of typhoons and the pressure of competition from other species. Meanwhile, the saltwater crocodile lies in ambush, its patience, a testament to its formidable predatory instinct. Every moment in this vibrant land is a relentless battle for survival. And every movement is a testament to the fierce vitality of nature. But these victories are fragile, demanding steadfast protection to ensure they are not the final notes of this symphony of life. Lying along the Pacific Ring of Fire, the Philippines is one of the most seismically active regions on Earth. It is not only home to over 20 active volcanoes, but is also the meeting point of three massive tectonic plates. The relentless collision of these plates millions of years ago gave birth to the Philippine archipelago. This process was like a master sculptor, constantly carving, erupting, and building to create towering mountains and deep valleys. The landscape of the Philippines is a diverse tapestry, from high peaks to vibrant coral reefs beneath the ocean. In Luzon, the rice terraces of the Cordilleras are a fusion of human ingenuity and natural beauty. Built over 2,000 years ago, these terraces look like stairways to the heavens. But the story of the Philippines is not just about nature. The history of this archipelago is a timeless epic. About 67,000 years ago, the first evidence of human presence was found on the island of Luzon. Indigenous tribes like the Eta have existed for millennia, preserving their unique cultures. The era of cultural exchange began when Ferdinand Magellan arrived in the Philippines in 1521, bringing with him over 300 years of Spanish influence. Religion and architecture have shaped this nation. Catholicism is deeply rooted in the lives of the people, with over 86% of the population being Catholic. In the late 19th century, the Philippines became a colony of the United States. This period ushered in modernization, from an American-style education system to infrastructure development. In 1946, the Philippines gained its independence, beginning a new chapter in its development and integration. The tropical climate of the Philippines is like an artist, constantly painting vibrant landscapes that change with the seasons. Each year, the Philippines experiences two main seasons: the dry season and the rainy season. The dry season, from December to May, brings bright sunshine and clear blue skies. From June to November, the rainy season covers the islands with torrential downpours, with an average annual rainfall of 91 inches. This period is also marked by powerful typhoons, with an average of 20 typhoons per year, some of which are among the strongest on the planet. It is these harsh conditions that have shaped a unique environment where life must adapt to survive. The biodiversity of the rainforests in the Philippines is truly astonishing. It is one of the richest ecosystems on Earth. The Philippines belongs to the group of 17 megadiverse countries, which together hold 70 to 80% of the planet's biological species. To date, over 15,000 plant species have been recorded, with about 50% being endemic. The wildlife is no less remarkable, with over 1,000 species of vertebrates and hundreds of thousands of invertebrate species. The rainforests tell a story of life and adaptation. The tamaroa, a wild dwarf buffalo, has existed for thousands of years, perfectly adapted to the rugged terrain of Mindoro Island. However, habitat loss has pushed their numbers to below 500, making them one of the most critically endangered species. Besides, the pitcher plant Nepenthes philippinensis, a unique carnivorous plant, showcases nature's creativity. With its pitcher-shaped traps filled with sweet nectar, it silently catches and consumes unsuspecting insects. In contrast, the Palawan peacock pheasant, adorned with sparkling green eyes on its feathers, is a masterpiece of natural art. In the stillness of the pristine tropical rainforests, the Philippine eagle soars high as a living symbol of the wild. With the nickname monkey-eating eagle, it appears in folklore and myths, associated with the image of a warrior protecting the ancient forests. On currency, postage stamps, and the national coat of arms, the image of the Philippine eagle is a testament to the country's independence and strength. The Philippine eagle emerged millions of years ago in an environment isolated by the ocean. This isolation created a unique evolutionary branch, where this bird developed distinct characteristics to adapt to the tropical jungle. With keen eyes that can see up to 1.8 miles, it is capable of tracking prey in the dense forests. The feathers on its head stand erect like a natural crown, accentuating its proud appearance. A wingspan of over 7 feet provides incredible agility to navigate through the narrow gaps in the forest. They are found mainly on the large islands of Luzon, Samar, Leyte, and Mindanao, where the primary forests still exist. The Philippine eagle is a devoted parent. Each pair produces only one offspring every 2 years, which makes the survival of the young extremely important for the entire population. The nurturing process is not just a biological act, but also a transmission of hunting skills, helping the young to learn how to survive in a challenging world. The Philippine eagle is a highly territorial species, with each pair controlling a vast area of up to 37,000 acres. They hunt prey such as monkeys, flying lemurs, snakes, and small birds. Their hunting technique is not just based on strength, but a perfect combination of patience and strategy. It often perches motionless for hours on high branches, its sharp eyes able to detect any movement up to 1.8 miles below. Sometimes, the eagle silently stalks its prey through the canopy, taking advantage of every opening to get closer. Each dive is not only lightning fast, but also incredibly precise. With talons 4 inches long and as sharp as razors, a single strike is enough to subdue large prey like flying lemurs or monkeys. The presence of this eagle extends far beyond the role of a mere predator. Thanks to its special hunting ability, it controls the populations of species like the flying lemur and monkeys, ensuring no species becomes overpopulated. However, the story of the Philippine eagle is not just one of pride. Their current population in the wild is estimated to be only about 400 to 600 individuals. The primary forests, their home, are under serious threat from agricultural expansion and urbanization. Furthermore, illegal hunting and population fragmentation are increasingly hindering their ability to reproduce and survive. Under the dense canopy of the tropical rainforest, the tarsier hides in the darkness like a mysterious creature. Though tiny, it is blessed with extraordinary survival abilities. The presence of the tarsier is the result of millions of years of evolution in the isolated environment of the Philippine archipelago. This tropical archipelago, with its diverse flora and fauna, has allowed the tarsier to develop unique characteristics. This power comes not just from their size, but also from the unique structure of their retinas, which allows them to capture light much more effectively than the human eye. Complementing its special vision is the ability to turn its head 180 degrees, giving it a panoramic view without moving its body. However, the tarsier is not just a predator, it plays an important role in maintaining ecological balance. By controlling the insect population, it prevents the outbreak of pests, protecting the trees and vegetation. At the same time, it is also prey for larger animals like the Philippine hawk owl, contributing to the stability of the natural food chain. But its story is also one of conservation. The expansion of agricultural land, logging and habitat loss have pushed this species onto the near-threatened list of the IUCN Red List. In addition, the pressure from hunting for the pet trade or for tourism has exacerbated their precarious situation. In the wilds of the Philippines, the struggle for survival is a constant, an endless cycle of life and endurance. In the ecosystem of the Palawan rainforest, the dense canopy is both a refuge and a battlefield for countless species. The Philippine spotted deer, with its brown coat flecked with white, moves silently through the dense undergrowth. High above, the Philippine eagle soars, its wings outstretched against the sky. And hidden beneath the leaves is the Philippine Tarsier, tiny but incredibly resourceful. It moves through the branches with astonishing agility. It must always evade the eagle's sharp eyes, a predator that never loses sight of its target. Along the coast of the Verde Island Passage, the heart of the Coral Triangle, a giant whale shark glides gently, a gentle giant of the sea. But not all marine inhabitants are so placid. The tiny blue-ringed octopus, despite its modest size, carries a venom potent enough to stop a human heart. In the mangrove forests of Aurora, mudskippers dance on the water's surface like acrobats, seizing every opportunity to find food. Here, the crab-eating macaque faces the devastation of typhoons and the pressure of competition from other species. Meanwhile, the saltwater crocodile lies in ambush, its patience, a testament to its formidable predatory instinct. Every moment in this vibrant land is a relentless battle for survival. and every movement is a testament to the fierce vitality of nature. But these victories are fragile, demanding steadfast protection to ensure they are not the final notes of this symphony of life. Lying along the Pacific Ring of Fire, the Philippines is one of the most seismically active regions on Earth. It is not only home to over 20 active volcanoes, but is also the meeting point of 3 massive tectonic plates. The relentless collision of these plates millions of years ago gave birth to the Philippine archipelago. This process was like a master sculptor, constantly carving, erupting, and building to create towering mountains and deep valleys. The landscape of the Philippines is a diverse tapestry, from high peaks to vibrant coral reefs beneath the ocean. In Luzon, the rice terraces of the Cordilleras are a fusion of human ingenuity and natural beauty. Built over 2,000 years ago, these terraces look like stairways to the heavens. But the story of the Philippines is not just about nature. The history of this archipelago is a timeless epic. About 67,000 years ago, the first evidence of human presence was found on the island of Luzon. Indigenous tribes like the Eta have existed for millennia, preserving their unique cultures. The era of cultural exchange began when Ferdinand Magellan arrived in the Philippines in 1521, bringing with him over 300 years of Spanish influence. Religion and architecture have shaped this nation. Catholicism is deeply rooted in the lives of the people, with over 86% of the population being Catholic. In the late 19th century, the Philippines became a colony of the United States. This period ushered in modernization, from an American-style education system to infrastructure development. In 1946, the Philippines gained its independence, beginning a new chapter in its development and integration. The tropical climate of the Philippines is like an artist, constantly painting vibrant landscapes that change with the seasons. Each year, the Philippines experiences 2 main seasons: the dry season and the rainy season. The dry season, from December to May, brings bright sunshine and clear blue skies. From June to November, the rainy season covers the islands with torrential downpours, with an average annual rainfall of 91 inches. This period is also marked by powerful typhoons, with an average of 20 typhoons per year, some of which are among the strongest on the planet. It is these harsh conditions that have shaped a unique environment where life must adapt to survive. The biodiversity of the rainforests in the Philippines is truly astonishing. It is one of the richest ecosystems on Earth. The Philippines belongs to the group of 17 megadiverse countries, which together hold 70 to 80% of the planet's biological species. To date, over 15,000 plant species have been recorded, with about 50% being endemic. The wildlife is no less remarkable, with over 1,000 species of vertebrates and hundreds of thousands of invertebrate species. The rainforests tell a story of life and adaptation. The tamaroa, a wild dwarf buffalo, has existed for thousands of years, perfectly adapted to the rugged terrain of Mindoro Island. However, habitat loss has pushed their numbers to below 500, making them one of the most critically endangered species. Besides, the pitcher plant Nepenthes philippinensis, a unique carnivorous plant, showcases nature's creativity. With its pitcher-shaped traps filled with sweet nectar, it silently catches and consumes unsuspecting insects. In contrast, the Palawan peacock pheasant, adorned with sparkling green eyes on its feathers, is a masterpiece of natural art. In the stillness of the pristine tropical rainforests, the Philippine eagle soars high as a living symbol of the wild. With the nickname monkey-eating eagle, it appears in folklore and myths, associated with the image of a warrior protecting the ancient forests. On currency, postage stamps, and the national coat of arms, the image of the Philippine eagle is a testament to the country's independence and strength. The Philippine eagle emerged millions of years ago in an environment isolated by the ocean. This isolation created a unique evolutionary branch, where this bird developed distinct characteristics to adapt to the tropical jungle. With keen eyes that can see up to 1.8 miles, it is capable of tracking prey in the dense forests. The feathers on its head stand erect like a natural crown, accentuating its proud appearance. A wingspan of over 7 feet provides incredible agility to navigate through the narrow gaps in the forest. They are found mainly on the large islands of Luzon, Samar, Leyte and Mindanao, where the primary forests still exist. The Philippine eagle is a devoted parent. Each pair produces only one offspring every 2 years, which makes the survival of the young extremely important for the entire population. The nurturing process is not just a biological act, but also a transmission of hunting skills, helping the young to learn how to survive in a challenging world. The Philippine eagle is a highly territorial species, with each pair controlling a vast area of up to 37,000 acres. They hunt prey such as monkeys, flying lemurs, snakes, and small birds. Their hunting technique is not just based on strength, but a perfect combination of patience and strategy. It often perches motionless for hours on high branches, its sharp eyes able to detect any movement up to 1.8 miles below. Sometimes, the eagle silently stalks its prey through the canopy, taking advantage of every opening to get closer. Each dive is not only lightning fast, but also incredibly precise. With talons 4 inches long and as sharp as razors, a single strike is enough to subdue large prey like flying lemurs or monkeys. The presence of this eagle extends far beyond the role of a mere predator. Thanks to its special hunting ability, it controls the populations of species like the flying lemur and monkeys, ensuring no species becomes overpopulated. However, the story of the Philippine eagle is not just one of pride. Their current population in the wild is estimated to be only about 400 to 600 individuals. The primary forests, their home, are under serious threat from agricultural expansion and urbanization. Furthermore, illegal hunting and population fragmentation are increasingly hindering their ability to reproduce and survive. Under the dense canopy of the tropical rainforest, the tarsier hides in the darkness like a mysterious creature. Though tiny, it is blessed with extraordinary survival abilities. The presence of the tarsier is the result of millions of years of evolution in the isolated environment of the Philippine archipelago. This tropical archipelago, with its diverse flora and fauna, has allowed the tarsier to develop unique characteristics. This power comes not just from their size, but also from the unique structure of their retinas, which allows them to capture light much more effectively than the human eye. Complementing its special vision is the ability to turn its head 180 degrees, giving it a panoramic view without moving its body. However, the tarsier is not just a predator, it plays an important role in maintaining ecological balance. By controlling the insect population, it prevents the outbreak of pests, protecting the trees and vegetation. At the same time, it is also prey for larger animals like the Philippine hawk owl, contributing to the stability of the natural food chain. But its story is also one of conservation. The expansion of agricultural land, logging and habitat loss have pushed this species onto the near-threatened list of the IUCN Red List. In addition, the pressure from hunting for the pet trade or for tourism has exacerbated their precarious situation.